Coach Brick's back. Hey guys, hope everybody's doing well out there. Hey, this one message is more or less for most of the coaches out there. And it's getting back to fundamentals, getting back to basics. I see too many coaches stressing so much, hey, we need more practice time. We need more practice time on, working on our plays, working on this. And they're forgetting the fundamentals. And I'm not talking about just each sport fundamentals or each sport basics. I'm talking about athletic basics, human body basics, the basic ability to learn how to run correctly, catch, move your body the right way. I can't tell you how many kids, when I go watch them play, cannot move their body the right way. Yet coaches still insist on we have to run this play. Oh, we only got an hour of practice. We only got an hour and a half. We only got 2 hours. I'm not focusing on that. It's all going to be just on our play, our skills and, for that sport and, our plays for that sport. What are you doing? Think about it. You have kids that can't run correctly. These are high school kids I'm talking about. So the youth are not running correctly either. You got kids that don't know how to move their body correctly. And you got kids that can't basically catch certain things, whether it's lacrosse, football, whatever. We have taken a society and we've skipped basic steps to try to achieve an end result that isn't there. We are messing up the youth of America here, a lot of us as coaches, because we're skipping the basic necessities of life. It's like a little baby. Go back. Think about it. What if a baby just came out, didn't roll, didn't crawl, didn't do any of the processes to get to that point of walking? They just walked and started running. You think, oh, that's great. Look how advanced my baby is. No. Your baby would miss a lot of steps, a lot of fundamental steps, and would be now messed up later on in life. Okay? You have to go through the certain processes of life. But for some reason, right now in our society, is we're skipping the basic essentials, basic necessities of an athlete. We're taking athletes and we're putting them on a pedestal way too high and making them do advanced skills before they learn the basics. This is everybody. The majority of people that I see out there, like I said, cannot do basic stuff. Basic high school kids have problems running. Their mechanical movements are all off. Their basic movement patterns are off. Yeah, you have some great athletes out there. I'm not knocking everybody because there are some great athletes. Some kids that are just naturally gifted, some kids that actually work outside of their practices and stuff to learn that. But for the most part, I see so many coaches emphasize, we only got so many hours in a week, so we got to do this play, and, games on this day. And I'm like, well, where do you put the fundamentals? Where do you put the basic movement patterns? Kids are coming in more tight than ever because coaches aren't taking enough time to actually get these guys to stretch out. Now, I understand some of it should be put on the athletes. Some of the athletes should get there earlier, should do that kind of stuff. But I talk to many parents and many kids, and I say, well, what kind of warm-up routine do you guys do? We don't do one. Or, hey, we'll jog around the baseball field, or we'll jog around the soccer field, and that's it. It just blows my mind that we're wasting so many great athletes, and we're ruining so many because we don't want to take the time to learn the basic fundamentals. And I understand, high school coaches, you guys expect your kids to come in a certain way, granted. But if they're not coming in that way, what are we doing? Why are we continually pounding them in with these advanced skills when they can't do the basics? We need to take a step back and redevelop these athletes. Yeah, from a younger age, but if you're getting kids that can't do certain things, then they need to be directed in a way of getting the job done and teaching them that through different trainers and stuff, or we need to teach it ourselves. Okay? And I'm not asking you to be a jack of all trades because you shouldn't be. If you're a lacrosse coach or you're a football coach or a basketball, teach the things that you know best. Don't try to be everything to everybody. Teach the things that you know best and then divvy out the rest. Okay, you need to work on your hand-eye coordination. We don't have time to do that here. This is where you need to go. Or you need to work on your speed, your running mechanics. This is where you need to go. Okay? You need to work on your strength so you don't blow your shoulder out for baseball. This is where you need to go. Those kind of things are going to make all the difference in the world. But if we continue to stress to these kids that, hey, listen, you got to be able to do this fancy move and this fancy, what are we doing? What are we doing? We're setting up bad examples for life, not just in sports, but in life. Kids are going to start taking shortcuts, not just shortcuts, but they're going to start skipping processes as when they get out in the workforce. Well, I don't need to do that. It's a basic thing. Well, yeah, but you can't even read and write, and you want to do this part? It just doesn't work. We need to get back to the basics of athletic development. Okay? Go back to the basics of running. How to move your body. What position should I get my body into when I cut? What position should I get my body to when I have to take off on my first step? Those kind of things. Those are the things that are going to make your athletes and your team better in the long run. You know, you skip those things. If you're frustrated with your team not doing well, or your program not doing well, go back to the basics. Get the basics built up. Yeah, it might take a year or two, and it'll be a struggle for those year or two, but guess what? In the long run, it's going to pay off. So we need to take a step back as coaches, as just people in the athletic realm, and look at what we are teaching our kids. If we're not teaching them the basics, then we are failing them. If they don't have the basic skills, we are failing them. We need to step back and wake up and realize that we can create and we can help these kids achieve great success and become great athletes. And I'm not just talking about they have to go on all become pro. I'm talking about have success in their field, their sport, whatever they're playing. And that might be just more playing time. That might be just them doing better, becoming all conference. They might not go on to college. That's not what they want. But they can have more enjoyment out of sports because they're doing better. They're playing more. But we are skipping so much of a process. I see it way too much, and it's got to stop. All right? We got to do better. We have to do better as coaches, as a society, to continue to raise the kids up, but do it the correct way. Stop throwing advanced skills onto somebody when they're not ready for them, or because you think you're crunched for time. Everybody's crunched for time. Everybody's crunched for time in this world. Okay, there's only 24 hours in a day. You're no different than the guy next to you. Everybody has no time. All right, but if we don't take a step back and start working on those basic things, we are going to have major, major problems. So we need to start looking, and we got to start thinking of how we can incorporate some of this stuff in, or directing kids and their parents to where they can get this training, the basic training, the athletic development training. All right? Continue to work out hard, guys out there, coaches. Always here to help if I can help you out any way I can. You know, with stuff, you guys can email me, contact me, whatever. Love to hear from you guys. Make sure you guys listen to our podcast as well. We have great athletes on there, guys that have definitely done the job, coaches who have done great things, guys who help kids get into school, just all around great people on our podcast. All right, go back and check out some of my other blogs. You know, stuff that I've overcome, stuff that some of my athletes have overcome. All right, just continue to help these kids grow and become better coaches. And athletes out there, you got to listen. You got to listen. If your coach is trying to help you out, don't think you know all, because you don't know all. All right? Listen to them and grow and become great. Because we all have greatness inside of us. The problem is we don't know how to harness it the correct way. Once we do, I'm telling you, we'll be unstoppable. All right? Guys, continue to work hard, continue to push yourself, and remember, greatness never rests.